everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Football Fignuts podcast. This is Season 9, Episode 17. All of them put together in a row, 367 episodes. I'm Craig.
And I am Britt.
And Britt, we are back for Week 14 in the abyss, or lost in space season that this is.
God, why are we still doing this?
I don't. This year, I don't know. I can't tell you why. I don't know.
I'm glancing at the schedule for this week. Give me 1 second because I think, yep, there it is. The best combined record game, if you add up the win totals for this Sunday, is Indy at Jacksonville.
Okay,
that's where we are, folks. Your best game is Indy at Jacksonville.
What's their records?
They're both 8-4.
Oh, good. But hey, the Steelers are 6-6. So there's that.
And so are the Ravens. What the hell? Your division.
My division is a mess, especially after the Bengals winning last week. All right, I take as public notice. As a fan, yes, I was upset because they were playing Joe Burrow. And because of how bad their defense has been, I was expecting a much worse game. They proved me wrong. So there you go. Their defense decided to remember how to play football since they've been doing that their entire lives. So that was a plus. Joe Burrow looked pretty good. He looked a little off on timing in a couple plays with Chase, but overall he had a really good comeback game, and the turducken and the blue crabs seemed to have scared him, and he did not eat any of it.
He's probably worried about failing a drug test. You never know what's in that shit.
That's what he said. He's like, I don't know who made that. I don't know where it came from. I'm not eating it.
Smart. I mean, I get you want to do the traditions and shit, but I can't blame him.
Yeah, no. So now, I mean, if you look at the Bengals schedule and the rest of the AFC North schedule, there's an okay outside chance they could still win the division.
Yes.
It's kind of crazy.
They'd have to get by the Bills.
Yep.
But the freaking Bills are an anomaly. I can't figure out the Bills this year.
You never know which Bills you're going to get.
Yeah, I mean, beat the Ravens, beat the Jets, beat the Dolphins, beat the Saints. Oh, we're 4-0. Lose to the Patriots. Lose to the Falcons.
Yeah.
Have a week. Win against Carolina. Win against Kansas City. Lose to the Dolphins. Don't worry, we'll beat the Bucs. Okay, beat the Bucs. Lose to the Texans. I don't know who they are.
Yeah, no.
And they have a very up and down schedule the rest of the year. They've got the Bengals and they've got the Patriots, who they have to beat. Then they're at Cleveland, but then they've got the Eagles, and then they've got the Jets and the Giants are preseason nuts next year. And then they've got the Jets. So it's like hard game, easy game, hard game, easy game. I feel like they lose the games they should win. They win the games they should lose, and nobody knows what the hell's going on with them.
You know what's so crazy about this season? Technically speaking, as of right now, because a lot would have to happen for any of these teams to get anywhere, but
there's only one team out.
Actually, no, there's a couple teams out now. The Raiders, the Titans, the Cardinals, the Saints, and the Giants are technically out.
Okay.
But the following 3-9 teams are in, still technically. The Commanders, the Browns, and the Jets.
Yeah.
And who knew the Panthers were 7-6?
This year has been parody and underperformance have been the themes of the year, because the teams are closer together than ever before in terms of skill level, but underperformance has really dominated it. The Chiefs have looked terrible. The Bills have looked bad in stretches. The Eagles look like their entire offense is predicated on getting inside the 5 and then pushing their quarterback into the end zone.
Yes.
I don't see anything. I don't see anything that excites me about what we're doing here.
No.
But you know what? We haven't even talked about what we're drinking yet. We're way ahead of ourselves tonight. Craig, what are you drinking?
So tonight I have I just seltzer with lemon. So nothing exciting since we're going to Mystic Saturday and I'm going to a work happy hour thing tomorrow. So.
Oh, nice. Where's the happy hour? The place good?
It's on the same build. Well, it's the next building over from where I am. So,
but it's at the workplace.
yes. The
That's
beer.
a happy hour.
I looked at the menu. It's a sports bar. I looked at the menu. The beers are only $3 and $4. This might be a problem for future Craig. I'm just saying.
Why isn't current Craig inviting current Britt?
I don't know. I'll let you know how tomorrow goes, and then sure.
So we can't obviously say where, but you work for a private university.
Yep.
A private university that has and small in terms of like physical footprint. It's not a huge campus.
No.
And they've got a sports bar that serves alcohol on the campus.
Yeah, I guess a while back, even a long time ago, there was a bar there.
Okay,
but
now
I think,
it's owned by the university.
Yeah, but now I think they, I guess having a bar on campus made more sense instead of saying there's no alcohol allowed. So, and it's run by the school. So,
all right, I mean that's fair. I found out this week that one of the bars at my old at University of Connecticut just got the building just got demolished.
Oh no!
I know. I was like, this
or...
is. What's that?
Do you know if they're replacing it like with something else?
They're gonna build apartments there.
Oh. Well,
so I lived in the north. I lived in Northwest Campus. By the way, I'm just drinking soda today. I have Diet Coke because I drank a lot the week of Thanksgiving. And Sunday afternoon, I said to my wife, and I said, I'm not drinking again until we go away next weekend.
I am never drinking again. 24 hours later.
Until, what was I saying though? Oh, so
campus
I lived in the
apartments.
Yeah. Yes. So UConn has grown a lot since I was there, and it's developed a lot. But when I was there in the mid 90s, the campus was relatively small, maybe 2 square miles. It was a lot packed into it. And they had the innovative pattern of naming buildings about where they were. So I lived in the Northwest Quadrangle, which was conveniently in the northwest corner of campus. Directly west of Northwest Campus was a parking lot. In front of that parking lot was a small commercial building complex, like storefronts.
Yeah.
Like 2 floors, and on the second floor was a bar called Huskies, one of like 3 bars on campus.
Yep.
And that's the building that's getting knocked down. The only bar fight I was ever air quotes a part of in my life, I was in that bar. I did not throw a single punch. But
did you throw a chair?
Nope. Well, the guy that we were with who air quotes started the fight was a retired Marine. Who was there on the GI Bill. He was like 30, but he really looked like he was 22. And okay. some dude bros had a couple of drinks at the side. They were going to poke this guy, blah, blah, blah. And he stood up, and the other guy threw a punch, and he just laid this guy out in like 2 quick moves. Like it was like a Steven Seagal shit. And his buddy stood up, and so the rest of us stood up, and we all just stared at each other from across the room. Like our buddy is on top of him just going, don't you ever do shit like that in a public place. What the fuck is wrong? The guy's like, I'm sorry. And we're just staring at this other guy like, if they make a move, we're going to have to do something. But they didn't move.
Well, that's good. That's good.
And when I say bar fight, I mean, this lasted 15 seconds. And the only thing about it that was an actual bar fight was that it was a fight that was in a bar. So,
so it technically is a bar fight.
Technically, it's a bar fight. So I always tell folks, man, I've never lost a bar fight.
You're not wrong.
Hey, listen, every bar fight I've been in, they haven't even landed a punch on me. No one's even touched me. I may not be I'm a wide target, and I may not be the quickest, but nobody's ever punched me in a bar. So that's not a dare, by the way, folks who are listening to this. Do not come to a bar that I'm at and come punch me. So, really quick before we move on, did I tell you I went to the Blind Rhino?
I heard. How was that experience? A different one, not the one near me, the one near you.
Right, which is why I'm bringing it up, because years ago, you and I spent a football Sunday in a Blind Rhino.
We did.
Yeah. Weird people sat next to us at the bar and asked us for our phone numbers. We were like, God, dude, we're here to watch a game. We're not picking up guys here. I think at one point I looked at Craig and I'm like, is this a gay bar? Because like 3 guys have asked me for my number. And I realized it's just one of those places where people just sit there and like try to like put together groups and shit like that. Anyway, the one in Milford is very, very good. You should come out and hang out one time. And yeah, their tap list is good. Their food's very good. So it holds up to the Blind Rhino experience.
Oh,
so,
that's good.
All right, moving on because we're done babbling about that stuff. All right, burning hot takes. So we've already talked about how much the season sucks. You want to give or receive?
I receive.
Okay, so I just went looking, just general, because I'm just looking for NFL news. At this point in the season, your team's either dead or you're just playing DFS. Your trading deadline has probably passed. You're either in the playoffs or out of the playoffs. Maybe you're going into the last week or two with a shot at the playoff. Maybe. But most folks, they're just here for the other stuff. There is a report out of Cleveland that Kevin Stefanski.
How's he still have a job?
Well, that's where this is going to get weird. Okay. Not only is he still the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, but they do believe that that they will part ways at the end of the season. And according to insiders, there are already 2 teams that are interested in hiring him if he gets fired by the Browns.
Is it the Giants?
So my question, it might be. Reportedly, there's 2 teams.
Okay.
It does not say who. It just says, I'm hearing there are 2 teams that are already interested in talking to him if he's let go. My question is this, Craig, you have been the head coach of the biggest tire fire in the history of sports for 6 years. You made the playoffs once, rewarded your team by getting rid of the quarterback that got you there.
Yeah.
Basically, you just poured more gas on the tire fire. Can you explain to me why anybody would be licking their chops at the chance to get this guy to come in and ruin their franchise?
My only guess is that he has, because I think a lot of teams are wary of coaches, first-year coaches, like head coaches.
Sure.
Like if they hire a coordinator or like someone from college, because even if you're a college head coach, the NFL is completely different. So
yeah,
that to me is the reason why another team would hire him, because of his experience as a head coach. So
it's the devil I know.
Yeah. And I think there's 2 teams. I'm pretty sure one of them is the Giants. It has to be, right?
I would imagine that's got to be one. I mean, the Jets possibly could be looking at making a change too.
Who else? I don't even know who the Saints coach is.
The Titans?
No, they already fired their coach.
That's what I mean. They'll be looking for somebody.
True. Titans, yeah. Ooh, here we go. Well, actually, it was going to be my burning hot take, so I can just ask now.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go do it.
What if it's the Steelers? Because I keep reading that the Steelers are going to need a new head coach next season.
Okay, so let's talk about that. That's a good pivot. First off, a divisional change like that would piss off Cleveland. That would be fantastic. But the Steelers have never fired their coaches, ever. So he's going to walk?
Maybe. Apparently no one's happy in Pittsburgh. The players and Tomlin's apparently, because these are all just rumors, but he's not happy either. So I keep seeing headlines that coaching change coming next season, and he's out the door, half out the door already. So
if that's the case, he'll leave. He'll step down, or they won't renew his contract if his contract is up. They will not fire him. I guarantee you that. The Steelers, and we've had this conversation 75 times on this podcast. The Steelers have had a total of 4 coaches in like 65 years. They do not fire their coaches. They don't. No. They just don't. So if Tomlin wants to go somewhere else or he wants to leave, he'll leave. I've been very, very open on the record. I don't think Mike Tomlin is a good coach. I know there's a lot of people out there who disagree with me. I know Cinch disagrees with me on this, and that's fair. And Cinch's point is he gets results. My point is coaches coach people up. Coaches make players better. How many people have left Pittsburgh and gone on to be better? Not many under him. Not many at all.
Not many. I mean, Pickens now in Dallas, but
Pickens had to fight his way out of there. Pickens had to literally be an asshole. Yes.
He just stopped playing, literally.
Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell. Everybody who seems to be decent and come out of Pittsburgh seems to flame out when they go elsewhere. Now you could make the argument that's because Tomlin gets the best out of his players. I'd make the argument watching the issues that have had on that sideline. It's because the team lacks discipline. They're not a disciplined team. I just don't see it. But that's just my opinion. So, but if he leaves, I don't think he coaches elsewhere. I think he goes and puts his feet up and retires and
counts his money.
Maybe he wants to go back to college where it's a little bit easier with his brand of football to get along.
Maybe.
Speaking of college, UConn lost its coach last week. I am ripshit pissed.
That's right.
Jim Mora Jr. gone. Just walked out the door.
He's like, you know what? It was fun. There's a dump truck of money over there. See you later.
The dump truck of money from a team from a power conference.
That's true.
I don't have to win 8 games. I won't have to win 8 games and hope I make a bowl game. As soon as I hit 7 wins, I'll know that there's a bowl game locked in for me contractually.
Yeah.
We're still waiting. UConn has been done for over a week. They are 9-3 and done, and they're still waiting to see if they get invited to a bowl. Will they? Probably, because very rarely do all of the contracted bowl games get filled. So you can't have a 12-team league and have 8 teams be above 500. It's simply not going to happen. It couldn't. Yeah, if they win every one of their out of conference games and then they all split against each other, it's possible, but it's unlikely. So somebody's going to be left with a situation where they're going to need somebody on the fly, and UConn's going to be the one they call. So, but it's just it feels really shitty. It feels really shitty to have to do that. But news out of Baltimore, the tight end Ravens have extended Mark Andrews, their tight end, to a 3-year, $39.3 million contract extension. Craig, is this a good idea for Mark Andrews at this point in his career?
I mean, what else do the Ravens have?
Nothing, but he's like 29.
He is, and I think I think he wants to just retire as a Raven. Like, he's not going to go anywhere.
Agreed.
I know he's been consistent overall, other than his some injuries he's had. But yeah, right now, other than Lamar, he's not playing well at all. The Ravens have what's his face as a running back that my brain just blanked on.
Derrick Henry.
Thank you. So they have those 3. Are they going to keep Zay Flowers? I feel like they don't have like a top tier receiver, and he at tight end is pretty much it.
And now that you've given $39 million to him, Zay Flowers can be like, where's my cut? Where's my money? I'm your best wideout. Just because you're a good wideout does not make you just because you're the best wideout on the team does not make you a wide receiver 1, guys.
Yeah.
Just always remember that. Always remember that. There is, from a fantasy perspective, there are 12 wide receiver 1s and there are 32 NFL teams. That means most teams do not have a fantasy 1. Okay, but guys like Zay Flowers say, well, I'm the best receiver on your team. Does not mean you're automatically one of the top 32 receivers in the league. Does not. And that's the problem. That's the problem with football players trying to judge their own value, is they often overvalue themselves. I think this contract is way too rich for a guy. Andrews has been spectacular. I'm not questioning his ability, but the wear and tear on him is starting to show. I wouldn't give Kelce a new contract at this point. I think Travis Kelce is retiring after the season. Win, lose, or draw. Kelce's retiring.
Yeah, he's done, I think.
He's getting married to one of the richest women in the world. He is got a new steakhouse that you can't get a table in. Like, they're booking out in 2028 already. You're just, yeah. Did I tell you this? That they opened the steakhouse?
No.
Him and Patrick Mahomes. It's called 1587. It's in Kansas City, and you cannot get a table for like a year and a half.
Of course.
Like people are calling and be like, I'm from the Kansas City Star. I want to review your restaurant. And they're like, great. So how's June 12th, 2027? And they're like, I'm a food critic for the Kansas City Star. Oh, I heard you the first time. It's insane how popular it is. And it's not cheap. It is high end.
Huh.
So yeah, So he's got himself a steakhouse. He's got himself a rich and wonderful wife. why on earth is he going to keep doing this? He's got his Super Bowl rings. He can retire, take a couple years off, appear at a national card show next to Patrick Mahomes for a couple $1,000 and just live the life. Why would you put yourself through it anymore?
Yeah, there's no point to now at this point. I don't even know how long he's been playing.
Kelce?
Yeah.
Oh, Travis graduated from Cincinnati, I want to say 11 years ago. Travis Kelce, Wikipedia. Third round of the 2013 NFL draft. So this is his 11th year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's 36. He's 36. He was drafted by the Chiefs in 2013. I remember him because back then Cincinnati and UConn were in the same football conference, the American Athletic.
Oh,
I remember Travis Kelce. Oh yes. Oh yes, the American Athletic Conference when the Big East had its purge. Yeah, I remember, and he was there with leading receiver. Then I was like, this fucking guy, So, they briefly had a dating show called Catching Kelce. Did you know about this?
That I knew about. Yeah.
Yeah, didn't go so good.
No.
Worked out the best for him though. Can't really argue with that. So, other news: Justin Herbert fractured his left hand, which is better than a fractured ass.
True.
Which is why I got in the Harvey Birdman conversation pre-show, by the way. That's because all I could hear on my people saying he fractured his left hand. All I could hear in my head was fractured ass. And yet they think he can play this week against the Eagles. He throws with his right, and he just had surgery. What the hell?
How is he gonna? Is it on his? Is it his throwing hand?
No, he's right-handed.
Oh, okay.
He's right-handed. So, but I can't. I just can't. I mean, he played through the entire Raider game. He left briefly and then went back in. They didn't discover the fracture till after. But you had hand surgery. I don't know. I guess when you look at the backup, and you know who the backup is, it's Jim Mora favorite, Trey Lance.
He still plays? Good for him.
Sorry, not Jim Mora, Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, I know what you meant. Close enough. Jim
Harbaugh favorite experiment gone wrong, Trey Lance is the backup there. So I don't know. It seems weird to me. Can you trust Justin? Can you trust Justin Herbert if you have to use him in fantasy this week, or is he a must bench?
No, I wouldn't. Unless I didn't have a choice, I would not. I wouldn't.
Absolutely right. Absolutely agree. So, all right, that's the news around the league this week. You know what? I did not prep America's favorite game, but we can do it live. We'll do it live. That's the wrong button. I'm going to open the list on my phone. For those of you who don't know, we haven't played America's favorite game in a couple of weeks. America's favorite game is where we use Vegas lines to predict fantasy points, because who knew scoring more points in real life means scoring more points in fantasy. While I'm pulling up the lines, Craig, I listened to an interesting piece that last week on Sirius XM, and I actually talked about it on the Boomer Grounds podcast yesterday. They had a guy who is an odds maker for like international betting sites that take bets on everything. Like they'll take prop bets on everything.
Yeah.
And this guy said, I knew immediately that Donald Trump was going to win the election based on the betting. And so they had him on one of the political channels. And the question was, how does Trump keep winning when he trails in the polls? And the guy who ran the betting site was like, the betting sites I've worked for have, and betting organizations he's worked for, have accurately predicted the president of the United States winning like since 1994, like all the way back into when we were in high school in the 90s, So he's like, so I don't even listen to the pollsters anymore. I follow the money. He goes, I follow the betting lines. And the guy on this was like, are you telling me that people betting on presidential elections know better than the pollsters? He's like, that's exactly what I'm telling you. It was really interesting to listen to. I was just like, oh wow, that's kind of wild. So bettors know their shit. Just saying. All right, so I'm looking. There's 1, 2. There's an under 40. Is there only 2 games over 50? There's 2 games over 50 and 1 under 40. Where do you want to start? The over or the under?
Let me get the schedule here. Let's go with the under.
Okay, so there is 1 game under 40. which in theory people should avoid if they're looking for good fantasy production. Craig, what is that game?
Let's see. Let's say Washington at Minnesota.
That's a really good guess, but that's a 42.5.
Oh, damn it.
So that is strike the first. I don't even have my sound effects up. That's how ill prepared I am today.
Ooh.
I'm like, screw this. Hold on, I'll get the where is it? There we go. Sad horn. Okay, so strike one, Craig.
All right, let's go.
And you only get 3 strikes today, so
I know. All right, let's go Tennessee Cleveland.
Tennessee Cleveland is correct. Congratulations. That is a 33.5. Folks, if you need us to tell you not to use people in that game in your DFS lineups, then don't play DFS. I've always said everyone should play, but no.
You can use one of their defenses, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, Cleveland's defense has been really solid in fantasy this year. So there's that. Okay, so you have 2 strikes, and there are 2 games over 50. These are games we want to target.
Okay.
What do you got?
Let's go, because of the performance on Thanksgiving and the hype the media likes to do around this game because of the history there. Let's go Cincinnati at Buffalo.
Cincinnati at Buffalo is absolutely correct. That's a 53.5. So congratulations there. That's not shocking. Buffalo's defense is exceptional, but I still think this game is going to be very, very high scoring. And what I like is it's in Buffalo. The Bengals, the money line's plus 210.
Oh, really?
That might draw my attention. I'm just saying. I mean, it's plus 5.5, but even the spread is plus 100. Plus 100 at plus 5.5.
That's interesting.
You don't normally see positive lines on on spreads. You usually see like minus 110, minus 105. The Bengals, they want money on the Bengals. They're plus 5.5 points, and and right now DraftKings is playing plus 100 on that. That shocks me. All right, you got 2 more shots, 1 more game. All the other games are available. What do you got?
Let's go. I don't like any of these games. Let's go Houston, Kansas City.
No, sorry.
Oh, sad.
Oh, there it is. I'm looking for that game. Hold my list. 41.5. And that's a game I won't touch because I don't know what either of these teams are. Texans beat the Bills. The Chiefs could beat the Bills. So, I don't know what any of this is. I know this. The Chiefs can't lose any more games. The end. The end. They're 6. They can't lose anymore. So, all right, you got one more guess.
All right, let's go. The game we mentioned before. Let's go Colts, Jaguars.
Colts, Jaguars, sadly, no.
Oh, sad.
That is a 47.5, which is a good number. And I think there's a lot of people there you could use. Jonathan Taylor did not look great this past week, so I think he'll be looking to rebound. But the game you were looking for was Dallas at Detroit. The Thursday night game is a 54.5.
Oh, wow.
I like the under there. Again, on the road, Dak ain't that great. It's just his home and away splits are very noticeable. So I think Detroit crushes them. I'm looking at like 30-14. So it gets close to it, but it's not going to get to like 28-14 is a reasonable final, I think, in that game. And it's one of those 28-14s where it's never close. It's not like one of those. It's 21-14 and there's a pick 6 and all of a sudden Detroit is up 28-14. No, it's more like Detroit's up 28-7 and then all of a sudden Dallas tries to pull itself back in with like a minute and a half to play and they're down 2 scores kind of game.
Yeah.
So that's what it feels like to me. But we'll see what happens. So I am plumb out of topics. We're a little early tonight, but that's not necessarily a terrible thing. Anything else you would like to discuss tonight?
No.
I think we're both kind of just tired with this season, honestly.
Yeah, this season has been, I said it before, it's just stupid. This season is just stupid. Odd. Yeah. It's
been very odd. Very, very odd. So yeah, I'm getting pinged in Discord. And I'm not sure what they what I'm being pinged for. Why do I care? Okay. Anyway. All right. Well, then, you know what? We'll call it here tonight. Thank everybody for joining us. Just a reminder, you can support our stream by going to wherever you found us and leave us a review. I'm getting ahead of myself. We haven't even done final thoughts. I am just tired. Craig, I am off my game.
It happens. It happens, especially we're at the end of the year. It's December. You know, all the holiday stuff has started. So yeah, I get it.
I am so tired. I think you're right. I think it's exactly those things. All right, well then let's actually get back on the right track. Craig, what's your final thought tonight?
Final thought tonight is, you know, if you're out of your fantasy playoffs, which I know a lot of people are, it's fine. I am too. I would say don't go too crazy with DFS because basically I'm trying to keep myself, like, I like making lineups. It's just fun in general, but I'm trying to keep myself at 3 lineups.
I have not done more than one lineup in over a month. The volatility is just too high.
Yeah.
Too high. I just can't do it. So yeah, I hear you there. My final piece of advice is it's time, if you're not in your playoffs this year, it's time to start thinking about next year. You can never, if you have one of those leagues where trading resumes right after your championship, start looking at your roster. Do you have the ability to keep keepers? Do you have enough keepers to keep? If you don't, then maybe it's time to start calling some of those guys that have too much talent and are looking to get something back in return, you know, and say, hey, listen, week after the Super Bowl, you got A, B, and C, and you can only keep one of them. I'd be really interested in talking to you about a deal and see if you can't get something in the works that you're ready to go once and you get ahead of everybody else. That's my piece of advice. And if you're in the playoffs, buckle in, kids. The last couple weeks are going to be wild in the NFL. Like Craig said, there's very few teams that are out of it. So it's going to be a wild finish. It would be also wild if you left us a review, like I previously mentioned, Apple Podcasts or wherever you found us. Leave us a review. It helps us tremendously. And if you'd like to reach out to us, the easiest way to do so is email. Just write to us, fignutsdfs@gmail.com. Craig, another week in the books. I'm going to go get some rest because this weekend I'm going away. I'm going to have some good beers in Mystic and and some snackos. Our favorite place, the Jealous Monk. So we'll go get some rest, and then we'll be back next week to see what's changed. Maybe I think next week we're going to start looking at NFL playoffs. Maybe we'll have a slightly clearer picture. And if not, it's going to be like that. It's going to be like that scene from Basketball where Kenny Mayne looks like he questions all of his life choices as he's trying to figure out the basketball playoffs. So
yes.
So anyway, until next week, folks, thank you so much for joining us. We will speak to you again. My name is Britt.
My name is Craig.
And we are the Football Fignuts Podcast. Oh, and hi, Deb.